right, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and record these announcements. There's not really a lecture today, there's just announcements today. We actually get working time to work on your midterm project, ask questions. But I wanted to start off class and remind you about the event that's going on this Thursday. I may have mentioned this class, I may not have, but the frost off was canceled. And so kind of in lieu of that, the NKBA is hosting a casino night, and that's this Thursday. And if you want more information on it, send me, what I'll do, I will just post this as an extra credit assignment on our Canvas so that you can see it and all the information's there. And if you go, you can just fill it out right there on Canvas and get your extra credit. Okay? The other thing that I wanted to mention, when I'm done with all of these announcements, there are several of you who joined the Interior Design Club who haven't gotten an invite to any of these pages. So there'd be two pages that you'd be invited to. One of them is this Canvas page, and then the other one is the official one that the school keeps track of called OrgSync. And I will have time today to go through that with you and just go ahead and get you officially added today. So when I finish this, I'll go run and grab that paperwork and take care of that. And we do have another event coming up in March that I will talk about next week's class. But for now, if you can, go ahead and RSVP for this. It's $10 for students, which is even less than if you were a member. I know that several of you guys might be members through the kitchen and bath class or the professional practice class, but for students, it's really the better deal. And they're just asking that you guys send an email or text Jeanette Sanders. So I'll put all of this up on Canvas, again, as an extra credit assignment, but I'd love to see you guys there. Any questions about this? No? Okay, I'm sure I'll be talking to a lot of you guys here in just a sec. Let me also just show you guys who has added. So you may have been added and don't even know yet. And there's one other page that we can take a look at here. So Taylor, it looks like you got your email, which is good. Okay. Now I'm going to completely switch gears and talk about the midterm project. We've already kind of talked about it. I mean, you guys have gotten it started, right? It's really just a redo of your drafting project or your AutoCAD project, depending on what you're starting with. Oh, I'm sorry, the mic was far away, so I probably just got really loud. Sorry. Okay. What I wanted to do today was give you a little bit, not a little bit, I'm going to give you the timeline of the midterm project today. And as I keep saying, I've kind of mixed stuff up this semester. But traditionally in the past, the midterm has been due. You turn it in and then you come back the next class and I'm like, surprise, we're all actually going to go through it together, I'd redline it, and then you get to turn it back in. So this year, that part won't be a surprise. What I'm asking everybody to do is to have your midterm essentially completed on March 10th. Okay, so that's a Tuesday. March 10th is when your PDFs will be due. And that day, on the 10th, we're going to come in and during lab time, we're going to print 2 to 3 copies of our project. With this class, we'll see, I'd like to get 3, but at a minimum of 2. And you get a copy for yourself as well, so I should say at least 3 copies. And what we're going to do is trade your plan sets to review. And with some of those, I'm hoping that you have enough time to get them all done during class, but if not, you can bring them back on Thursday. That's why I have it available from Tuesday, March 10th, and open until the 12th. That's why I'm giving you guys a couple days. But again, hopefully we'll be able to get them all done in class. But really what I'm asking for is for each one of you to take time and mark up and redline your peers' drawings, so that if there's something that they missed that you have gotten comments on your assignments, that you might be looking out for, so that if something's spelled wrong, like a level is showing up that doesn't need to show up, or a section marker might be coming up, anything like that. Go ahead and mark them up. And I think that not only does this exercise help the person that you are grading, but I also think it helps you to see other people's work. Like, okay, where are you at? I love this block. Where did you get this? And so part of it will be a peer review, and then another one will be kind of a self-review. So I'm hoping that as part of your midterm, part of your test will be, I want you to really spend time going through your set yourself and marking up everything that I would mark up. To comment on the last two assignments, I finally got through them. I just sat down and was like, we're going to do this. But I will say that overall, I was really happy with how clean all of your work was. So like the BIM modeling, I think was really strong. There's a couple subtleties that people didn't notice. And a lot of them, I think, were just like maybe Revit errors. Do you guys remember one of the first roofs that we did? We put it on the roof level, but it was still like a 1/4 inch off. Do you guys remember that? And again, it's one of those anomalies that I don't know what's going on, because everything is perfect, but it's just offsetting it a little bit. So I left a comment for a few people, this is an anomaly, but go ahead and fix it. Even though Revit says it's doing what it's supposed to do, everything looks perfect, just make sure your roof is on your roof level. And then other than that, so the BIM modeling was really strong. Honestly, probably the strongest I've ever seen. I think the thing that was maybe a little bit more rushed is paying attention to the annotation, like things being on top of one another, things misspelled, missing a room, tags on in views that really didn't need to be on. But it makes sense because we've been doing essentially a new view or sheet every week, and because I've been behind in grading, you probably didn't even notice that those extra things were on. So now that you've gotten those comments, you should know what to look for your midterm. Because again, the midterm, the rubric was there, but I turned it off. But if you saw the rubric before I turned it off, or if you go look at it at older recordings, I had listed it as minimum requirements. Like, this is just kind of the minimum I'm looking for. So it's really up to you to think, okay, this is what we've always done in class, but how can I do a little bit more on this? If that stresses you out, talk to me. It's not meant to stress you out. It's really just meant to make you think a little bit and go back and research your projects. That's really all it is. But if it freaks you out, I'm always here. I'm always on Canvas. Just send me a note, okay? I want you to do well. I promise I'm not trying to trick you. So going back to take time to mark up and redline their set, please be thorough and thoughtful. Like, really take a look at that sheet and be thorough and thoughtful. And don't be afraid to mark it up. We aren't going to think you're mean. I hope you don't think I'm mean when I go through your plan set. This is me just trying to help you do your best work. And I think I'd be doing a disservice if I just said, this looks great, full credit. This looks great, full credit. I mean, that's basically going through the class blind. You learn by people pointing out, hey, you could do this a little bit better next time. Think about the comments I have made on previous assignments that you know I'll be looking for in case your peer missed an item or could improve an area of their plan set. When we get to that day, I will probably ask you guys before we even start, what are some things you're going to be looking for? Okay, so that's something to start thinking about. Go through my comments. What have I bubbled? What have I left a little comment on? What are some things you've noticed after the fact that I may not have noticed? Okay. Remember, in an office, we all work together as a team to make our plan set as thorough, legible, and professional as possible. I mean, that's really the truth. Last night, as we were driving home from my son's basketball game, my husband's office called him. He's also an architect, and they're like, hey, can you walk us through these drawings? We're trying to get them printed tonight, but walk us through the plan set. So it's really common in a firm for just everybody to sit down and just be like, what did you mean by this? Or because it's not just, some of you guys will be sole practitioners and just work on your own, but that's really hard because it's hard to catch your own mistakes. So this kind of environment where you help one another, It's intimidating, but get used to it. Let yourself be vulnerable. Return your review comments to your peer and review your own comments made by others. So what I mean by that, so take that plan set, return it to your peer, and then take some time and review all of the comments that were made by your peers to your plan set. And then at that time, take some time to review your own set and notice if there's any changes or updates you'd like to make. Because I think after looking at other people's sets, you can look at your set with kind of a better set of eyes and think, you know, there's these things I didn't add. I'd actually like to go back and add that now. Or now that I've looked at so-and-so set, I'm going to see if I did that. Or I didn't notice that this person turned this off and it looks a lot better with this thing off. So I think that'll really help. And then almost last, please update your set to incorporate all of the relevant comments and suggestions made to you. So right at the end of the day, I have seen people comment just for the sake of commenting. I don't like that. What did you mean by, if it doesn't help you, you don't have to change it. Like if you don't agree that they don't like your font, move on, keep your font the way it is, right? It's still your project. So again, relevant comments and suggestions. You don't have to agree with everything that came up in your peer review or do exactly what they suggest, but rather find an alternate option that you might come up with on your own. Again, this whole thing is just to help you get the best midterm project that you can. And then please resubmit just your PDF sets, the original and the new updated set. Okay, so for your midterm, you're going to turn it in on the 10th, the PDFs and the Revit file as if it were done. Okay, but we know that you're going to come to class that day. We're going to print off the 2 to 3 sets to share with other people to mark up. And then you are going to take those comments back and you get to decide what types of changes you're going to make. And then at that time, there will be a new assignment that comes up. And for that new assignment, you are going to be posting your original set and the updated PDF set. And then in class, on the 10th or 12th, I will just be giving you guys essentially credit for the peer reviews that you did. So that one will be like an in-person submission because they'll be on paper. Okay? And for the second half, like the redo of your assignment, so if you get your comments back no later than the 12th, that whole next week is spring break. And so I don't necessarily want you working on it over spring break, right? So if we can get all the comments done on the 10th, I would take them, Sunday the 15th at midnight. But if that's a super busy week, I will leave it open until the 24th. So essentially, in my mind, you have Monday the 23rd and Tuesday the 24th to work on it. So it's not getting into your spring break. Lindy?
So for this assignment, are we redoing basically like every drawing we did for our original CAD? So elevations, exterior elevations, and everything?
I won't be looking at your CAD work or your drafting work. Yeah, so I won't be looking at that. But what I'll be looking at are the sheets that we've already created in this class. And to be honest, it's the first time somebody's asked me that. I have no idea what your plan set requirements are in CAD or drafting, to be completely honest. So yeah, it's up to you to kind of decide.
Elevations, some of them will just kind of happen, right?
Yeah, all of them are happening, right? Because it's a BIM model.
Right.
But if you think about, so in this class, I've never really formally said, go design an exterior elevation, right? We've had an exterior elevation sheet, but really in this class, we don't get into the exterior work a lot. I have put a lot of emphasis on the interior stuff, right? So I would kind of use your 2-bedroom and your tiny casita as a good precedence of what I'm looking for. But I'm definitely not comparing the two. So don't think that I'm going to open up one and look and see how close you got. I hope that they're completely different, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Any questions about that, where we're going with it? Okay, so when is the first round of your midterm due? March 10th, good. And I'm hoping we get all of the comments done in class on the 10th. I'm keeping it open just in case on the 12th, but really any time after the 10th, maybe the 12th, depending on comments, when you get your comments back, you can submit your final midterm for me to actually look at and grade up until Tuesday the 24th. Okay, I do think it's important for you guys to take a break. Speaking from experience, I really do think it's important. So if you can do it before the 15th, I think it would be ideal. Or take a break from, the 12th through the 21st, and then maybe Sunday the 22nd through the 24th, start working on it. I think it would be great. I don't think you're going to have a ton to change. The majority of it will be done before you turn it in. There shouldn't be a significant difference between the original and the second one that you turn in. So don't use it as like a get out of jail free card, right? There shouldn't be that many changes. Okay. All right, so that's where we're going with the midterm. Outside of that, I'm going to let you guys use today's class really just to keep working. So today's class and Thursday will be work days, but on Thursday I will be going over how to put stairs into your project. So it is a good idea to at least get your exterior walls and your floors done so that on Thursday we can do stairs together. All right? That's what I'm planning on for Thursday, so it gives everybody at least this lab time to get like their shell done. But from what I've been seeing on screens, I think a lot of people might already have a good start on their shell, which is good. So, any other questions before I turn off this lecture portion? Okay, Carol, I feel one brewing.
Yeah. The whole ceiling, is there a standard that we need to leave in terms of ceiling for each floor?
There's not a standard, but I can give you rules of thumb, if that makes sense.
That would be perfect.
So in our class, what we did for the casita is a good rule of thumb. So whatever your ceiling height is, we will call X. But in between like this ceiling lid and the bottom of your structure, you need at least 12 to 18 inches for ductwork and lighting. Okay. So 12 to 18 inches from the ceiling to the bottom of your structure.
The next floor.
Yep. And then let me sketch this out, just so I'm not voguing everything.
We only did like ceilings in a laundry room and so this way I need to.
This really goes back to one of our first classes where it was super roughly sketched. So we've got, I'm going to put X here. I'll do that in a different color in a sec. And then we've got this right here. So this is X, whatever you want this to be. And then this is called your plenum. And this is your actual ceiling or lid. Okay. And so your plenum, a good rule of thumb, 12 to 18 inches. But that's not to say that there isn't a commercial project. I'm not recording. I am recording. Okay. It's not to say that there's not a commercial project where you could have up to 4 feet or 5 feet where actually like walk in between. Okay. But for the project that we're doing, 12 to 18 is great. Okay. And then your structure, honestly, it could be 12 to 24 inches. The joists.
Meaning on the top, above the second floor. Yep. Because we're doing 2 floors, right?
So this would be the structure, all right, 4 joists. And then this right here, this would be your second level. So I'm even going to draw little joists right here. And then in here we've got like our light fixtures. We even have like duct work running. Let's just put a little.
We're not doing that, right?
No. Okay. But just so you know where the space is coming from. And really in my projects, I don't do that either. I just leave the space, then I turn it over to my engineers.
It really is
that much space between the...
Yep, there are, in some older homes, you'll see that they try to like cram all of the ductwork between the floor joists. Yep, but it's better just to give that space, because then you can actually fit your lights.
Yeah.
And you can have a clear run of your ductwork.
So our dimensions are definitely going to be different than our CAD stuff because we didn't accommodate.
Sure.
We didn't put
Really
this
went
much.
probably 12 inches, 12.
Just,
Okay.
I didn't do 12 and 12. I put 12.
12 total, yeah. But again, if that stresses you out, you're really the designer. I mean, okay, so.
I'd rather make it more realistic.
And this, if you remember this detail right here, one thing that you can start paying attention to, like in your homes and hotels that are a little bit older, you'll know why the hallways are lower, because they didn't accommodate for that space, so almost all of your duct runs are in the hallway. That's why they drop down. So when you go into a hotel room, just take a look. There's always that lower part of the ceiling to accommodate for something like this. So
You don't need that structure floor joist level above a roof or just below a roof if you're not walking on?
you would still need it because you
Okay.
still have like your roof joists.
Okay.
So yeah, that would still be there.
That would still hold even on the above
Yep.
the top.
Yeah, because whether you're walking on it wouldn't make a difference. It would still have to hold the snow and the structure,
I see.
but it would just get detailed a little bit differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good question. Now I think I'm almost there. I'm gonna have you guys do one thing for. I wish more people were here, but I'm gonna try to open it up. So you guys know I'm a little kumbaya, and I promised it wasn't gonna always I would tone it down after the first day. But since we are approaching midterm, it's called a quiz. It's not a quiz. It's really just questions. But I would like you guys to go through, and I just kind of want to see where you think you are in the class or where you'd like to be. So I hope so many people don't do the end of semester survey. And frankly, I don't want to wait till the end of the semester to find out how things are going, right? Let's find out now to see what, if anything, we need to adjust. But let me go through some of the things that I'm asking. And really, if there's anything you want to skip, you can skip it. I'm not giving you credit for this, but it would, I think, help me. So I'm asking, I'm happy with the progress I'm making in the course. So this is like one of those phone surveys, right? Like before you hang up. If you strongly agree that you're happy with the progress you're making, put down a 5. If you aren't, oh wait, no, I did that backwards. Sorry, guys. Okay, just read that. And then if you would also give me a brief response as to why you answered that way. Because if you strongly disagree, I mean, you could strongly disagree because you think I'm like a crap teacher. This is me being really dramatic. Or you strongly disagree just because you're so busy and this is like the worst semester you could have taken Revit. Just let me know where you're coming from. When I started this class, I had a clear understanding of what I'd be learning. Nobody knew what Revit was, but did you think that this is what Revit was? Or when we started this class, did you know what Revit would even entail? Okay. At this point in the semester, I have a clear understanding of what I am learning. Okay. So how do those two things at the beginning of the semester and today kind of line up? My goal for this course is, kind of talked about that on the first day of class. Has that changed? Are you meeting that goal? Oh, sorry, I skipped ahead. Do you feel like you are accomplishing the goal you set for this class? Kind of let me know about that too. Do you feel like I, so me, Naima, am supporting you in accomplishing your goal for this class? So again, please elaborate by telling me what I can continue to do or start to do more of to better achieve this goal. Maybe it's less. Maybe you can't stand my jokes. Maybe I have to do those less. So just let me know where you are with that. I'm going to open this quiz up, and I'm just going to leave it open during class time. So if you can, just take a minute. And yeah. Is today really the 25th? There's no way. What? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. That's amazing. Okay, you guys, oh, nope. What did I do wrong?
It was due at 10 a.m., which was 5 minutes
Ah,
ago.
that's when I wanted to be open. Okay. I'll just keep it open till 2. That's fine. Naima. These are just so annoying to me. Okay, move. Okay, you should see it now. You might need to do a refresh. The other thing I'm going to do is add the casino night extra credit assignment, so watch out for that. And then I'll talk to you guys about the club.